It is exactly 9:29 a.m. This is News and Views on Salon Media. We're moving along and we're now going to be looking at the Rwandan elections. What do we need to know about it? And will Paul Kagame win a landslide in the upcoming elections? To talk to us about this is a Rwandan journalist, Edmund Kagire. A very good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
loud
I
and
can hear you.
clear.
Good morning.
A very good morning to you too. We do know that the elections are around the corner and the leader of 30 years, the current president, faces off against a weak opposition with nearly no support as other candidates are barred from participating in the elections. So that doesn't really speak of a democracy, does it?
I don't know. I don't know what you. I think as the president has always been saying here in Rwanda, democracy cannot be defined by cannot have one definition. So probably when you walk around right now, my session, the voting started yesterday in diaspora. And right now, there's voting going on countrywide. I can see observers of the African Union. I can see people from different international organizations here. So it's when I don't think I'm the right person to speak of whether there's democracy in this election or not. But certainly, you can see that the people's will is at work.
Okay, so who is running against? Can you hear me? Can I ask the question, who else is running in these elections?
Yeah, the president is running, the incumbent president, Paul Kagame, representing the ruling party, the Rwanda Patriotic Front, and 8 other parties which they have allied with, is contesting against Frank Habineza, the leader of the opposition, the recognized opposition party in Rwanda called the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda, and another independent candidate, Philippe Maimana. So there are 3 candidates on the presidential ballot, and the second ballot has members of parliament. I think I saw one on my ballot paper, but others come as a party. So you vote for president and then vote for members of parliament. So the election is underway right now. Long lines, music billowing out of polling stations, speakers with music, and people really well dressed, lining up to vote for their candidates. So you can see that it's a busy day for Rwandans. And one picture which I've seen over the past 3 weeks of campaigns, the turnout has really, I don't know, maybe it's because the people want to send a message out there that we know what we want, but it's one of the biggest turnouts we have seen in an election.
Okay, so Paul Kagame has led the country for the past 30 years since the 1994 genocide. He's been largely unchallenged, and from what we're hearing, the predictions we're getting is that he is expected to once again win the election. Are you reading it in the same way?
It's gonna win. It's gonna win with the landslide, definitely. But I think if you say he has been in power for 30 years, I think that's not true, because came into before you officially became president.
Okay, the line is not great at all, but let's try and see if we can get 1 or 2 key questions in there. What would you say are the key issues regarding the elections and, of course, the condition of the people in Rwanda?
Certainly, for a country that went through the genocide, there's a lot going on in terms of development. Of course, we still have a number of people living in poverty. So for many of these people turning up to vote, when you talk to them, they say that what they are looking for is continuity under President Kagame. They are looking to continue on the path they are on. Certainly, there are a few issues that came up during this election. Among them, the economy, the state of the economy, things to do with inflation and cost of living. All these things came up, but President Kagame also made many promises to the citizens while he went around the country. But one of the most outstanding things we saw during this election is the solidarity of people coming together to have one stand. Mostly they don't really care about what people from outside say. He has overstayed. He's going to take another time in office. It's something that you can see they really came together to challenge. We don't know what the future holds, but it looks like so far Rwandans have decided on what they really want, and the turnout really shows that they have come in big numbers, and it's like a celebration already.
Let me just ask you a question regarding voting is taking place. We do know that asylum seeker deportation deal with the current government, which obviously they've pursued with the United Kingdom, that has collapsed. And we also know that the UK would have been paying or already have paid over large sums of money for setting up asylum seeker residency there in Rwanda. But after the Labour Party won the UK elections last week, the new Prime Minister of the UK announced that that agreement would be scrapped. Would this situation have a negative impact on Rwanda?
I think if you look at the way that deal was arranged, it was more of the UK. It was more of the UK, looking to send the immigrants. It has nothing to do with Rwanda, honestly. It's more about the UK. And it's not an issue down here. It was not even talked about during the elections. It's of course, we've seen a lot of reports about the new government in the UK scrapping the deal, but also we saw a government spokesperson saying that the money that had been received had been used to prepare to bring the immigrants here, but the decision to cut it, to end it, was from the UK. So Rwanda is still committed to it, part of the deal, and we are yet to see more developments since Starmer came into office. But it's not an issue that really has any local attraction or any local importance. People don't even talk about it down here.
Oh, so it has no direct impact financially on the people of Rwanda?
Certainly the money, maybe if it came, it went to contractors who built the houses, who provided different services. I think that's it. But it's not an issue of concern down here, because I think we were just going to receive people, and they decided to end it. So if you look at the other side, it's more from the UK and not from Rwanda.
Okay.
Certainly, there will be some implications, but not on the people. We don't know. The journalists, I know a bit about it, but for the local citizens down here, we don't really care about the transaction that happened between the UK and Rwanda. And it's not an issue that has an impact on their lives.
Okay, my final question, Edmund, is I do know that Rwanda is faced with a very huge food security situation. Do you believe that once the government is re-elected, Paul Kagame, which seems to be a fait accompli, that those issues, the rising cost of living and food security, will be addressed?
Certainly, one of the issues that he spoke about when he was in the Western Province was about the security, which of course in a way links to the Democratic Republic of Congo. And he talked about Rwanda making sure that it secures its own borders, and he also highlighted that if there's any war that is going to be fought, it won't be fought on the Rwanda basis. One of the issues that came up was stability and security, which has been achieved under President Kagame. And certainly it's something that...
Okay, let's wrap up. This line is really very, very bad. Edmund, thank you. I'm going to have to leave it there. The line's really very bad, and I was hoping throughout the interview that it would improve, but it seems to be degrading even further. Thank you for your thoughts. And it is exactly 9:40. News and Views moving along. And we are now going to be joined by Hafiz Imran Chunara, CEO of Africa Muslim Agencies, with his Fired Up series.